Much for watching. If you're watching on the replay, hello, and thank you for watching on the replay. Welcome to the Monday Entrepreneur and Business Owner live stream check-in. Wow, it looks like there are 5 people watching already. So excited and happy to be here with you today. So, quick catch up. What's going on? State of the Union with me. I am in the process of pre-filming some videos for when I go out on my maternity leave. I say in quotes because, hey, Adam, how's it going? How are you? I say that in quotes because this isn't yet a viable business. It is my plan to make it a viable business. So I'm going to start treating it like a viable business soon, like now rather than later. So I'm trying to pre-film some videos and it's taking as I kind of I just knew it would take a long time to pre-film. This is just part of the process. It's just taking a long time, and that's all. I was doing great on iMovie. I edit in iMovie, and all of a sudden, I'm like 90% of the way there. I was hoping to have the video edited, and uploaded, and ready to go by the time we went live. And then I started hitting that swirling beach ball, which I know is because I have just too much on my computer and I need to, if I don't want that to happen as often, I just need to take some stuff off, which is also on my list of things to do. So that is what I'm doing at the moment. So just for some idea of how long it takes to film an edited video, I started at 8:30 and it's now 12 and I'm 90% of the way there. So it takes about 4 hours to do. And I'm also doing work stuff in between. If I only had that to do, to be honest, the day job stuff breaks it up a little bit. If I only had that to do, it would take about 2 to 3 hours. It's just insane how long this stuff takes. I could, if I needed to hustle and not spend as much time on like the fine detail editing, I could do it in 2 hours, but it takes a long time, and that's just all it is. All there is to it. But I'm happy that I'm getting working, so that I'm doing this. So my plan was to have 4 videos done last week and done, filmed, edited, scheduled, ready to go. That did not happen. I'm like 90% of the way through one video, which I will take, which is actually a topic I'd love to chat about. And that is kind of a longer, how do we stay focused and productive and strategic rather than giving into overwhelm and discouragement, which is something that I struggle with greatly. How to stay strategic and productive. Because here are some of the negative emotions that I experience on the weekly. And this came from Tony Robbins' Personal Power 2 program. I went to the beach over the weekend and I listened to that on the beach. It's kind of my beach listening. It's very bizarre. I listen to personal development on the beach and I just really enjoy that. And then I come back with some good ideas. And I really feel like this was a positive session. So I bought Tony Robbins' Personal Power 2 in January of this year. And it's been fantastic. It's a really, really great program, and I would highly recommend it. There are different prices. You can usually find a deal where it's like 10 or 15% off, but I think I paid in the area of around $200 to $300, and it was 100% worth it. I paid extra for the motivational cards, and the paper journal, and it was like $22 extra because I got the digital program, and I would highly, highly recommend that. So I've been working my way through it. It's a 30-day program. I've been working my way through it slowly over the course of the whole year, and I really find it effective. So yesterday on the beach, I was listening to day 15, which was, let me see if I can get you the exact title. It's Personal Power. Let me see what that is. I believe it's called, Success Conditioning. I mean, they all have names like that. Success Conditioning, Success Conditioning, Power of Rituals. So that was a chapter I listened to yesterday. And the power of rituals. Hey, Anthony, so good to see you. So happy to see you and have you here. Let me know, shout out, let me know who's listening live. I'd love to give you a shout out on this broadcast. Anthony, how are you? How are you doing with your goals? Anyone else listening, how are you doing with your goals? And if you're listening on the replay, let me know what you're doing to move your business forward. I love hearing that stuff. And I'm sad because someone had left a comment on a community post that I made. Someone who's a freelance esthetician, and she'd mentioned that she'd done these activities in her business, and then she and her husband were going for walks after dinner to try to shift some pounds. And I thought that was such a good idea. And then it looks like the comment was deleted. So I apologize if that was your comment. And I'm sorry it got deleted because it was such a helpful comment. I wish it was still up there. But going back to the idea of success conditioning and how to stay strategic and productive. So at one point in this chapter, Tony asks you to name 5 negative emotions that you have on a weekly basis. And for me, the top 2, oh, awesome. Yay, Daryl. So exciting. Yes, yes, yes. Your wife is willing to do the marriage questionnaire from the book that I recommended. Awesome. So the book that I recommended was How to Improve Your Marriage Without Talking About It. Let me make sure that's the exact title, and I will leave it in the description box. How to improve, yeah, without talking about it. Daryl, I didn't know that there was a questionnaire, but I will look. Survey, that's what that is, I think. Awesome. Daryl, it's so exciting. Daryl, what is your wife in school for? I know you mentioned that she was in school for something and she just graduated. I wondered what it was. I thought it might have been nursing, but I'm not sure. So let me know, because I'm curious, and huge congratulations to both of you on that. Link to improve your marriage without talking about it. So I mentioned that in my chit chat, kind of talking finances as a married couple, which I've been married for 8 months. So what the heck do I know? Oh, interesting. That's very cool. She's in school for marriage and family therapy. Very interesting. So very cool. Congrats. It seems like a great thing for you guys both to do, for sure. So very, very cool that she's willing to consider that. So coming back to Tony Robbins and this success conditioning from day 15 of Personal Power 2, and just some more on day 15, or on Personal Power 2, many people have said that this has been a great program for them. Many successful people have credited this program as kind of the start of their journey, which I can see why. It's just very practical and applicable. And Tony's just there's a reason why he's as big as he is because he's just good. Like, he's not, I'm gonna say, he's got some meat and some evidence, research, and strategy behind what he does, in addition to having just a fun delivery overall, which is part of his approach. He wants to get you to break your state. So on day 15, the success conditioning and rituals. So that's what he talks about in that chapter. He outlines the idea of rituals to get you anywhere, and he asks you to name the 5 negative emotions that you experience on the weekly. And for me, those 2, I don't really experience a lot of negative emotions, but the 2 that I do are pretty big. So the 2 that I do are the 2 negative emotions I experience are overwhelm and disappointment and discouragement. So that's 3, I guess. Overwhelm, disappointment, discouragement. So number 1 being overwhelmed, simply because I feel like there are so many options out there. And I think that stems from a doubt of the choice and the path that I've committed to. So that's the first emotion that I experience. And the thing with all 3 of these negative emotions is they keep me from being at my best and from doing my best. I think, is that Fruga from France? I'm going to log into my live stream to check out your comment, Fruga. So those negative emotions keep me from doing what I know I need to do, what I know I must do in order to succeed. So the first emotion was overwhelm. And then after he asked you to name those emotions, he says, now what are the rituals to feel these emotions? Now what's the opposite, basically? do the opposite of what you do to feel these, and then in order not to feel them, come up with a different ritual for success, which is just great. So overwhelm is the first one. The second one is discouragement. And the third one is disappointment. So in order to feel discouraged, I have to feel like I can never try again. Like I can never build on what I've already learned. Like everything's just over and it's all going to end today and there's no chance for anything to get better. That's what I have to feel in order to believe in discouragement. Do I believe that? No. Do I believe that all people are always learning, including me? Yes. Do I believe that I always have another chance? Do I believe that I can always do something better today? Do I believe that each tiny step builds upon itself? Yes. Do I believe that I can keep trying as many times as I need to get it right? Yes. Do I believe that I'm willing to be patient to see the success and the growth that I'm looking for? Yes. So that really helped me reframe my activities. And the third emotion, negative emotion, is disappointment. How do I want to deal with disappointment? And that's simply by giving myself credit for attempts at progress and believing that each attempt builds on itself, knowing that each attempt builds on itself and that you're not out till you quit. And I don't plan on quitting, so I'm not out. So sometimes I feel like I give myself a pep talk because I need it. Really just sticking with it. So how that affects me and what that makes a difference in how I do is, in what I do in the day to day, is saying, okay, I didn't get 4 videos filmed last week. I didn't get any videos filmed last week. I lie. I think I got 1. I did. I got that chit chat filmed, but I didn't get any pre-filmed. So try again. Start again. Just break it down and do what you need to do. And I find that breaking things down is the number one thing that helps me move forward. So this is exactly what I did to start getting myself ready to pre-film. Was I came up with 4 topics that I could reasonably speak on. Then I broke down timestamps. Then I broke down a script, what I was going to say. And then I just started. Then I turned on my camera, had my computer out, and I just started. And that's all it is just starting. And it takes a lot of time. And there are things that happen that get frustrated. Case in point, my iMovie is taking forever to load. And it's just causing me no end of trouble. Okay, so that's what happens. It's okay. Just deal with it. And that's kind of where I am, and not letting it sidetrack me and let me get discouraged. Breaking things down is probably one of my biggest tools, especially when it comes to being an entrepreneur, being a small business owner. So that was what I learned, I guess, at the beach, but also what my takeaway was for this weekend. Excuse me. This is just water, which I've started drinking out of my 20-ounce Yeti cup. Because even though it's small, I used to have that big 32-ounce. I still do have that big, I think 64-ounce hydro jug, but it doesn't keep water as cold as I would like, which in the summer is very nice. So that's what I've been working on today. I'm keeping timestamps for you guys. Yes. So the next thing that I'm thinking about is in the area of plans and dreams and hopes. Which is important because I'm also in the process of reviewing a 5-year plan that I set up back in 2017. So that plan ran from 2017 to 2022, and it's 2022 now, and I'm thinking about setting a new plan. So look out for that video. I'm working on pre-filming that, and that's kind of helping me to think about the next 5 years, 5 to 7 years, which I have started to think about. and I'm in the process of making more realistic at the moment. So, right now, especially with the baby coming, which hold on. Daryl, by the way, thank you so much. That was so generous for, with the baby registry gift. Thank you so much. That was very, very, very much appreciated. I have some other thank yous to send out. Sandra Torado, thank you so much again. And then SC Twilly, I think I know who you are, but thank you so much as well. You guys are just amazing. My baby registry will be down in the comments. I'm using it more as a way to keep track of things that I would like to purchase for myself. But if you, oh my gosh, you guys are just incredible to be so kind and generous as to purchase those things. Because I also just did the video I'm working on now is budgeting for the baby. And I flat out say that we don't have a ton of spare cash at the moment. We don't have really any spare cash due to recent events. Cash is kind of tight at the moment, which is good. I'm using as a positive factor because I don't have a lot to be frivolously spending. So I'm really encouraging myself to be as disciplined and strategic with the things that I do spend. So that's what's happening as far as that goes. But if you guys want, so I'm about 5 weeks out, 4 to 5 weeks out at this point. So I'm going to be 8 months pregnant. And you guys could see that's like, it's ridiculous. I just, on the side of the house, I feel like I just feel enormous. But still trying to walk as much as possible and be as active as possible because I just feel better when I'm active. So that's that. I was trying on clothes because I've still to this day not bought one maternity item. That may change. I may need a pair of like shorts or something, but right now I'm just wearing leggings and pulling them up over the bump. So I was looking at clothes over the weekend. There was one dress that was very pretty, but it kind of made me look like a bathtub out in the middle. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Talking about goals, hopes, dreams over the next 7 years and how I'm hoping to use the next 7 years to, oh my goodness, excuse me, build forward. What do I want that to look like? And one of the questions that Tony Robbins asks is, how would you feel if you'd already accomplished what you had wanted to accomplish, as a way to motivate you forward? I thought, wow, that was pretty amazing. And that's a question I had wanted to sit with. So the question is, how would I feel if I had already accomplished what I wanted to accomplish? It's a big one. I love this. Oh, yes. Coming back to Daryl's question, or Daryl's note about the questionnaire. Yes. So this questionnaire is actually in the book. Wow. Oh. Just reading through them, I'm like, oh, oh. Doing this for my husband, I'm like, oh, wow. So both of us have very high feelings on this. Wow, Daryl, I have the questionnaire. I'm actually going to go through it too. It's very, very good. I'll leave a link to it down below. I wonder if I could do that. Yes, I can. I will just copy and paste and put it below. Going back to the question of how would I feel if I'd already accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, which is good because I know what I want to accomplish and I know what I want it to feel like. I want I want an e-commerce business that's doing at least 1 million in revenue with at least a 40% margin. So that would be bringing in at least 40,000 a year. And then I want an eBay business or a content business that's generating a livable wage, which, again, watching Frugal Fit Mom's videos, it's very interesting. She was talking about how she runs her business, and what made me click on this particular video was how much YouTube paid me for X, for X number of views or whatever. Very clever was the way that she set it up was she just explained her business structure. And her business structure was that she has a main company and then companies underneath it, which is exactly what I want to do. And her YouTube business pays her a living wage, and that's it. So she didn't really reveal how much YouTube paid her for this. All she said was how much she pays herself, how much the company pays her as an independent contractor, which I thought was pretty clever. So she doesn't have to reveal how much she's actually making. She's just revealing how much her YouTube business is paying her as an independent contractor, which is just genius. And that's $54,000 a year. So that's a livable wage that the IRS deems as being reasonable. And I'm like, huh, interesting. That's what I want more than X number of dollars, than like $1 million. I would rather build a company structure that owns real estate, that owns property, and pays me a reasonable living wage as an independent contractor. So she's, I can't speak enough about that because I haven't really looked into her business, but what I've seen, I really enjoy, and I really want to use her more as a model. I don't even know her name, but she seems pretty savvy to me, and that's exactly what I want to do too. I would love to buy real estate within a company. I'd say that's a 7-year goal pretty much. So I would love for this YouTube business to allow me to do things like that. I think that would be a lot of fun too, to show kind of my progression that way. So I don't know. That's That's very exciting. So how would I feel if I had accomplished that? Let's say I had a YouTube business, an e-com business doing 1 million in revenue, paying me at least 40,000, and then a YouTube business paying me at least 54,000 as an independent contractor, but holding real estate as well in it. That would be pretty cool. Hello, Roland Holland. Happy Monday to you as well. Good to see you. Also, glad you're here. We got 8 minutes. So I chatted through a lot of topics. We did some Tony Robbins info, how to stay strategic and productive, and avoid negative emotions through success conditioning and rituals. And now I'm talking about how I would feel if I'd already accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. So those are kind of the topics of the moment. And my ultimate goal to have a content business that pays me a reasonable wage of $54,000 a year and holds real estate within it, and has companies underneath it and holds real estate. So that would feel awesome. I would feel empowered, I think. And here's the thing with having kids and where I am at this point in my life. I am at a point where so many of the things that I'd longed for, things that I'd wished for, prayed for, hoped for, worked for 5 years ago, have come to pass. I would say the top two that I really wanted have all come to pass. And so if I had 5 goals for the past 5 years, 2 of them have come and 3 of them have not. And wouldn't it be cool if in the next 7 years, those 3 did come? Those 3 did come to pass. Sorry for the lighting, guys. It's a little wonky. That would be just amazing. And I will tell you what those 5 goals I set out were, because I'm working on my 5-year plan. My 5-year plan recap, which ran from 2017 to 2022. And then I'm working on my next 5 goals for the next 7 years. So what I wanted for the next 5 years for 2017 to 2022, was to buy my own house, to help my mom sell her house, to be and stay debt free, to be working location independent, and to be married and building a family. So the two that I succeeded in were numbers 4 and 5. I am working location independent now, doing I had nothing to do with that. Um, my company went remote in the pandemic, and we're all still remote, which is pretty awesome. And I'm married and I'm starting a family. So if you would have asked me which of those were most important, I would probably have said those two were most important. And they are here, and I cannot underestimate the importance of dwelling in gratitude for them. I cannot forget to be so grateful for those two goals that have come to be. So if I were to just brainstorm right now and say 5 things for the next 7 years, I don't know, you guys. Here's the thing with setting goals, and I see why people don't like actively don't want to do it. I had a friend that like would actively not set goals because it's tough. It's black and white. You have to say either this happened or this didn't happen. But over the last 5 years, I'm very pleased with what's come to pass. And some of it was out of my control, and some of it was very much within my control, but just controlling what I can. So for the next 7 years, I would just like to buy property of some kind, ideally within a company, ideally tax advantaged within a company. The other one, and this is definitely number one, that's to build, maintain, have, build, grow, and maintain a family. That's certainly number one as far as priority goes. If nothing else, I want to emerge from the next 7 years with a strong and durable marriage. Oh, I know. Passive income, tax status. It's very true. And that's something else, Roland. Better understanding of the tax code. Good Lord Almighty, I could use that. Or a very good CPA and a very good CPA. So number one is my family, and my relationship specifically with my husband is number one. And I mean, kids are kids, and I feel like just because of who I am, the kids will be a priority, but I don't want to make I think the best thing I can give my kids is a good relationship with their dad. I think that's something that I've heard, and this is something that I know that will take work, and that's something that I'm willing to work at. So that's number one. Number two, buy property, ideally tax advantaged within a company. Number three, let's be and stay debt free. Consumer debt free. Hey, wouldn't it be cool if I paid off all my credit card debt from the wedding on my first wedding anniversary? That'd be pretty cool. Yes. And I I guess this help sell downsize was very much something I did with my mom because I was living with her at the time, and I think now it's more being responsible for my own part in her life. So I could say remove, section out my stuff from her house, deal with my things in mom's house. There you go. And I'm trying to come up with a business goal that I think encapsulates what I would like for my two businesses. I don't know, because people talk about like, oh, hitting $1 million in revenue, great. Well, if your expenses are 1,500,000, then that's not going to do you much good, is it? So I don't know, hitting a certain number in profit, maybe. I don't know. Wow, it's getting really dark outside. I feel like it's going to storm soon. I will think about that. So a business goal that I would look at in the next 7 years, a business milestone that I would like to hit. So that's where I'll leave it for today. We're at 30 minutes and 22 seconds. And I thank you guys so much for joining me on this Monday live stream. I'm going to do what I can to get these out as often as I can, guys. But we are certainly touch and go at the moment, just with life circumstances. So last week I was out of commission in Jersey, and to be fair, I was focusing on other business, building, growing strategies. So I was not able to stream as much as I would have liked. But hold tight for more videos coming soon. That is my goal, is to get more scripted videos out, or more recorded videos out. Although I love doing these live streams and connecting with you in person or on the replay. So thank you so much for joining me for this entrepreneur, business owner live stream. I hope that you are working on your goals and chugging forward on your plans, and I hope to connect with you again soon. Take care. Bye.